Osiyo, how you doing? I finally finished it. I finally finished my paper. This is only the Cherokee sounds. It is not the Cherokee letters or the syllabary, but it's to help you understand how to make the sounds. So you know where I got this information from. It's from this book. I'll figure out how to get it up there. And it's from Mark W. Case. And it's it didn't have all of the letters in there. It had most of them. I think it was missing 3 or 4. But then on his defense, they are still working on the language, the written language. And I guess originally there was 80 something letters, and then they took some of them off, and then they put some of them back and all that kind of thing. So it's kind of like a breathing thing. It's, you know, stuff's coming in and going, and you never know. So, but anyway, this is the book I used, and it was very good. It did explain how, it had little stories that went with how you do it. It's kind of like a Dick and Jane type of story, but it has Sue in here. And then it had kind of like a workbook thing. I can figure out how to do this. Workbook type projects. So you have to figure out how to translate this part and then write it down on this part there. So, and this was, it doesn't say, but you have to order it through the Cherokee Nation. No, I take that back. You can order it from Barnes & Noble for about 12 bucks, maybe 15. So, yeah, I did check that part out. You can order that from Barnes & Noble if you want to. This is also a workbook that they have, also from Mark W. Case. It is more like a workbook type of thing. I'm trying to see over here. It's more like a workbook type of thing. And it's got all kinds of exercises and explaining. Let's see if I can find a page here. Yeah, there's a page that explains it all. Okay, and explains, you know, how it all works out. So this is where I got my information from on how to make the sounds. I also talked to 2 Cherokee speakers, actually 3. Ed Fields, who does an online Cherokee language course, which I think one's coming up soon. I think it's like in March, end of March, beginning of April. I haven't gotten any notice yet, but I get to register for the next class. There's 3 classes. The first one is basically learning from English into that, or that Cherokee into English. You kind of, you know, figuring out where that goes. It took me 3 tries on that course before I finally passed it. So don't get frustrated with it. It's very intimidating at first, but to make you feel better, I am a person who speaks 2 fluent languages, and I can get, you know, a little bit in total of 6 languages, but not very much. And so learning the language is not an easy thing. English is a pain in the rump to learn. So all these other languages, and of course the way we speak English and the way other countries do their syntax on their languages and stuff, or sentences, is different than the way we do it. So that's going to be fun to learn. So I'm not going to try to get all kinds of fancy about it. It's very basic, just to help you understand how to make the sounds, how to hopefully pronounce the words correctly, and then we'll work from there. I'm learning. I am not a teacher. I am not a specialist in languages or anything like that. It's just something that I enjoy. And but on Facebook there is a Cherokee language groups. I know of a couple of them, and You got the, if you go to CherokeeNation.org, I think it is, you can direct you to Cherokee language classes online. So those are places that you can start. And the Cherokee gift shop has a lot of these type of books that you can order, and then that way you know you're getting them. And I will show them to you as I go along, so you know you get the correct ones, because I live in Colorado. You cannot get this stuff in Colorado. And so as I find out about them, if I can find out you can get them at like Barnes or Noble or something like that, then I will pass that information on to you, so that way you know. This form here does have the information right here as to where the one book that I used. And so that's where we're going to go with this. Now, as for this thing, I am not going to race through it. I did do a video a while back, and I raced through the whole thing, and I wasn't happy with it. It was too much information at one time. So we're going to do one line per video. And then what I want you to do is, as you learn that each line, I want you to try to make a sentence or a story or something with the sounds that you've already learned. And what would be fun, and I've done this with Chinese, is to blend it in a way with the English words that you do understand, so that way it kind of, you'll see what I mean eventually. But for now, we're gonna start with the very basics and go from there. So this is how we start. The A is actually a ah sound, like all or la. That's a ah sound. E is a eh sound, like an egg or ever. I is actually a E, like a double E sound, like in seen. O is the long sound for the English, is like O, like a note or over, something like that. U is actually a oo sound, like a double, like you have two O's put together as a oo, like in cool. And then the V is actually the tricky one. It's a sound, but it's depending on the dialect, you know, where you're coming from. E would be more nasal, like an sound. It's like you're pushing the sound through your nose. Another person explained to it is you say it like like you're being hit in the stomach, so the air is expanding out as it comes in. So or so that's your V sound. Now take these letters and try to make words out of them, or a sentence out of them. Show me what you can come up with. And these are the letters that we're practicing. A, E, O, U, A. I have found some words to play with, like all, egg. Now coffee, if you spell it with the sounds of the Cherokee sounds, would be C-A, ka-fee, because of E sound. No, blue, blue, with the oo sound, be like that. Butterfly, as the O or the U is a oo sound, so I had fun with it. 1, 2, butterfly. And I tried to come up with a sentence. There is no coffee, but all eggs had a blue butterfly. I screwed that up, but anyway, I was just trying to have a fun way of putting something together to help me remember how to come up with these sounds. See what you guys can come up with. It's kind of fun. Okay, we're going to learn our first word. It is Osiyo. It means hello, hi. It is a greeting when you meet somebody. So it's O, C, yo. Osiyo. It's broken into 3 parts. O, S-I is C, yo, that's the Y-O. Osiyo. Now that you've learned this, practice it every day. Use it in conversation as best you can. And have fun with it.